everybody, Jayne Mazimba here, back with another video. Today I am answering questions. So in the background you will hear a beautiful voice of my friend, Miss KK over here. She's going to ask the questions. So they're coming off of an Ask Me Anything that I did for Instagram. I wasn't able to answer all the questions, but we tried to group them into the ones that are relatable to each other, hey? So she will ask the question and I will answer it. Let's go.
Number one, what's your strategy to split your earnings? Like what percentage covers savings, bills, tithe, etc.?
Okay, so my strategy to saving, to splitting my earnings. So I think I partially answered this question. I was saying on Instagram that I am very aggressive with my finances and my financial goals. And I have gotten to a point, especially this year, where I am saving and investing about 50% of my earnings. So 50%, and when I say earnings, I'm talking about my salary, my day job. I am saving and investing about 50% of my salary. Just because I did have a life setback around two years ago. I mean, if you know my story, guys, linking the video here, my life exclusive, it explains everything that I went through. So with that, I came to a place where I had to start from scratch. Like literally, I started from scratch. Like my whole house, scratch, including the teaspoons in the drawers. So I have gotten to a place where I'm very, very aggressive with where I want to go because I feel like I lost some time and I want to catch up, but also I want to get to FIRE quickly. Again, FIRE, if you don't know about FIRE, I'm an advocate for FIRE, financial independence, retire early. I want to be independent. I want to retire early so I can do the things that are meaningful to me. So 50% goes to savings and investments. About 10% goes to my tithe. That one I am very adamant about. I do tithe. So 10% I take to tithe. And then I live in about 40% of my earnings. So that includes rent, clothes, chilling, wine, Amazus. All that goes in the 40%. I should mention here that I do get alternative sources of income usually. Like I constantly have some sort of alternative source of income, and that also usually, that one I go to, it's not a sinking fund, it's a savings fund. It goes to my, when I get alternative sources of income, usually that's what goes to my short-term savings. So if I'm saving up for a girls trip, or I want to buy my son a quad bike this year, or I want a new TV, whatever it is that I'm saving up for, my alternative sources of income are collected. I put them away for a couple of months, 2-3 months, until the money piles up, and then that's what I go and think. So yeah, that's how I split my savings.
Number two, what's the best way to save for a student on a tight budget who also is trying to enjoy life?
Yeah, so students, guys, first of all, I'm going to be a little bit hard on you guys and say, students, you guys have money. You have money from your parents, you have money from your aunties. Most of us students, especially now, students have side hustles. So you niggas, y'all got money, okay? And then most people want to use a student as like an excuse not to do what you're supposed to do, okay? So whether you're a student or not, stop using student like a weapon or like an excuse that you hold up and say, because I'm a student. But I do understand that maybe you don't have the sort of career that you want, so you don't have the sort of money coming in that you would want, so your finances are smaller. So what's the best saving strategy? First of all, start from where you are. Savings is a muscle. It is a discipline that you need to build. So start from where you are. Even if you're saving, this might sound ridiculous, guys, but even if you're saving 20 kwacha a week or a month, start there and save it. So find a free account, find a free savings account. Most banks now have free savings accounts because of the Bank of Zambia SI that came out. Most banks were not allowed to charge you admin fees and whatever on savings accounts. So find one, okay? Preferably do a little bit of legwork and find an account that's free on charges but also gives you a relatively high interest rate and start saving from there. So when you start saving up that pot of money, you start building it towards something. I always say save up to 5,000 kwacha. So have 5,000 as your goal if you're a student. 5 pennies your goal. Start saving towards the 5,000 kwacha. Whether it's 20 kwacha you're throwing towards it, or 50 or 100, it's up to you, but start working that muscle. Next up, you want to try and find an alternative source of income, okay? You're a student, but there are things that you're good at. Do you speak well? Can you be an assistant to a Jayne? Can you do her social media for her? Can you go and work at the weekend? Guys, when we were students, we used to work. I used to work in spa. I was a packer at the spa, at the tills. I used to get paid 360 kwacha. That was my first, no, it wasn't my first pay. It was my second pay, but I used to work in spa. I have worked in KFC, okay? I have worked as an office assistant with no qualifications while I was at school, because you don't need the qualifications to be an office assistant. You just need to be able to articulate yourself, look clean, and represent the company well. Go be a receptionist somewhere. So find an alternative source of income while you are being a student, and then build your income there, but start where you are and save up. Once you find your alternative source of income, you can save a little bit more. And once your pot of savings starts growing, you can start thinking about areas where you can put that money so that it starts growing. So you would have laid the base of savings, and then you have the base of alternative source of income. And so now you can start thinking about investing. Okay, so that's I hope that makes sense.
Next question. This one is about the festive season.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, how do I save money this coming festive season?
Okay, so I think I had answered that one partially. I was answering it spur of the moment, but I think these things are still relevant. So the first thing I wrote here was budget for the things you want. Most of us go into festive season just chipante pant. You don't know. Oh, there's a Christmas sale this side. You go, you buy. Hey, there's a Black Friday. You go, you buy. So we go into this festive season excited, but with no plan. So budget. Have a budget. Know how much you want to spend. Know what you want to buy, and then it'll help you stay focused and not get too excited. 2 is plan your purchases ahead of time. Okay. As we are recording this is towards the end of November. So there's going to be Black Friday coming, but there are also Christmas sales that come. So don't wait until 24th December to do your Christmas shopping. You will cry. It will say sale, but it will be more expensive than it was in the beginning. So plan your purchases ahead of time and go and purchase them. You've budgeted, you have time, go. Also, you're more likely to make calmer decisions if you're not in a hurry. So don't wait until the last minute when the shops are about to close. Shop in advance, okay? So take advantage of the sales and buy Christmas presents in advance, okay? Also, while you're at it, buy things like school supplies. I always say I will buy my child's school supplies in November, December. For January, because I find that it's cheaper and I have a little bit more disposable income, because towards Christmas, there's no Christmas bonus here. People are booking you a little bit more, so you have a little bit more money. So buy the supplies ahead of time. It will save you some money. Lock your savings away. I wrote this down. Lock your savings away somewhere where you won't catch them easily. So if you have a savings account that has an ATM card, leave that card at home. Lose it deliberately on purpose, okay? Go and put it somewhere where you won't be able to reach them. If I've never advocated for this, if you save your money with your spending money in the same account, this is the time for you to go to the bank and open a separate wallet account and have a separate savings account. Preferably where you won't have access to an ATM card. Please. Some of us are plastic happy, and I know this is a problem with a lot of people. You run out of cash, or you run out of spending money in your spending account. You want to now start transferring. You know, the ones who have mobile banking. You want to start transferring money from your savings account to your current account so you can start paying for things. No, don't do that. Lock your savings away where you can't easily find them. And the last one I put is do not host. Guys, hosting takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of money. If you can avoid it, don't host anything. Go buy a bottle of wine and go attend somebody else's event. Take them a nice bottle of wine, some flowers, and some snacks. That's it. That will save you some money this festive season. Yeah.
Next question. How can a mother balance hustle, the intense type of hustling, with parenting?
So when you say intense type of hustling, what's that? What's that?
It could be the hustling that might step into time with your children.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be a priority. Time with your children has to be a priority. When you say intense type of hustling, is an extra 2,000 kwacha really going to make that much of a difference in your life? Whereas, remember, there's something that I heard. It said our children don't measure love in the amount of things that we buy for them or the life that we give them. They measure love by the sort of attention and amount of time that we spend with them. So priorities. If you're really in a fix, you're in a hard place and you need to work, and just so you can like balance out and be able to feed and live, then that's fine. But if you can comfortably pay rentals, you can comfortably afford things, but you just want a better life, I do say balance it out. You want to be able to prioritize time with your children. I think planning is important. So deliberately scheduled bonding time with your child. Like for me, I leave my house at 6:45. I come back around 6:45, so I don't spend a lot of time with my child. But what I do is weekends, we are hanging, okay? Even if I'm working at the weekend, I'm going somewhere, we are hanging out with my kid. If I'm working at the weekend, I will have the time incorporate him in my work schedule. He will come to work with me and we will play together. And then when I'm with him, I am present. My phone is away. We are like spending time. I'm looking at him. I'm listening to his stories. I'm responding appropriately so that he feels, he feels like I'm really there. So also I put it out to other parents here. Guys, if you're a parent, you have children, how are you balancing that? How are you balancing? I really don't agree with the intense kind of hustle. Maybe it's just the context in which I'm getting it, but I feel like you have to be able to balance and know what's important to you. Yeah. Was that our last question?
No. This is our last question. Last question. It's a really good one. What's your biggest motivation for what you do?
Guys. My biggest motivation, I think I've spoken about it, it's legacy. It's my dream for Africa. It's I feel like our generation, we are sort of in the middle. Our parents were sort of striving to get, from one party rule to multi-party rule and like fix the economy. And so they gave us a relatively good life. So I feel like our parents had something to strive towards, and our generations we haven't had that challenge. And it's sort of like a blessing and a curse. It's a curse in that it's sort of made us lazy and complacent. But it's a blessing in that we have a platform to start from. Most of us are not striving from scratch, okay? But it also means we have an opportunity to redirect the continent and the story. So where do I want my child to be when he's around my age, when he's in his 20s? Where do I want the economy of my country to be, of my continent to be at? What do we want to be known for? So I feel that we have the power to change the narrative. We have the power to change the African story. And for me, doing what I do is a small part in contributing towards that. So legacy, yeah, I want my kid to have a good life as an African. Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
That's it for the questions. I think we've done five. We've done 5 questions. There were a lot more, trust me. There were a lot more. But also keep engaging if you have other questions or if you have contributions, especially for that question with the parenting. Please try and answer that for us. So we will be in touch. Thank you for watching. I don't know, I've forgotten what to say. Oh, subscribe, hit the notifications bell, and until tomorrow.